She's somebody who is popularly known for teaching Raj Yoga meditation, the heart of Brahma Kumaris' world spiritual organization. She's a catalyst in the field of spirituality, and her accomplishments and knowledges knows no bound. A recipient of the prestigious Nari Shakti Puraskar and the Women of the Decades Awards, she has been appointed a Goodwill Ambassador by the World Psychiatric Association. If there is one person who can tell us the secret of a happy life, it is her. So honored and privileged to welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, whenever we announce these sessions, we have students from across the country give us a list of questions that they want to ask you. And we received so many for you, but we've shortlisted a few of them. And with your permission, ma'am, the first question was that your journey, it started from you finishing a master's degree in computer engineering, following your parents' path, and then entering this path of spirituality. It is not something that is very common. It's very, very rare. And how did this happen? If you could just tell all our young viewers, because all of them are in the age bracket that you were when all of this started.
Okay, one is I have not done masters. I've done my electronics engineering bachelor. So this is all wrong information on the internet. And while I was in my final year, I think, it's just my parents started and more my mother. And you know, when one member of the family starts experimenting with anything in life, it's always in the house, everybody's talking about it. And as a parent, you want your children to benefit from what you are learning. So obviously, she would keep asking me and my brother to do it. But I was not interested. Honestly, I was not interested. And I'm talking about 28 to 30 years back now. So I was not interested. And the more she would ask me to do it, the more I would go, no, I'm not interested. Because I felt I didn't need it. I thought life was perfect. Because in that era, if academically you're fine, there was really no other issue which had to trouble you. So I didn't find the need for meditation. And so I was not keen. And even though she would try to push me into it, I kept moving away. And then gradually she stopped saying anything to me. She just went on with her practice. And for a couple of years, it took me a couple of years to see a shift in her, to feel the vibration of the house change. And one day, for no reason, again, there was no reason on that day, but one day I just said, I also want to learn what you're learning. Just like that, without any reason. But now I understand that it was influence of vibrations in the house and vibrations of the food that we were eating, which she was cooking. So it was something that had influenced here, but there was no situation as such outside. And I just said, I want to learn what you're doing. So it just started that way.
And ma'am, today when parents see their, all parents want to see their children enter into spirituality, but nobody wants them to go to the extreme that they leave the world and are just focused on spirituality. What is your saying on that?
Spirituality doesn't ask you to leave the world. I haven't left the world. And actually, nobody leaves the world as such, but what we say leave the world is pursuing our career or pursuing family life. I haven't left my family. I stay with my family. I'm married. I stay with my husband. But spirituality doesn't mean about leaving anything. Spirituality means do what you are doing, but do it with the mind which is in the right direction, which means a mind which is calm, peaceful, stable, accepting people, thinking right, thinking less. So just the way of thinking, the way of being, the way of behaving is more calm and peaceful, and you feel more empowered. You feel more strengthened. In simple words, it would be like increasing your emotional fitness level. So your emotional stamina. You don't get dependent on people and situation very easily, and you don't react to people and situations. So your stamina starts building up. So it's not about leaving what you're doing. It's about doing what you are doing, but strengthening yourself emotionally. That is where spiritual power gets used.
But ma'am, with family, when you are with your family, don't you get caught up in that Maya Jal or the web of worldly desires?
Maya is not outside in the situation. Maya is here. It's not here. Maya means I am with family, but then I get very attached. And then I have expectations. And then I get hurt. And then I'm not able to release my pain. So Maya is here. My attachment, my expectations, my hurt, my ability to not be able to give up. That is Maya. Family is not Maya. People are not Maya. Relationships are not Maya. My weaknesses are Maya. So that is spirituality. Being with family, being with people, being in your career, being a part of a big organization, taking care of the Maya here. That is spirituality.
Ma'am, coming to our next question. At I.I.M.U.N, at our organization, all our students, everybody who volunteers is between the age of 16 to 22. There are only a couple of people like me who are above 25. We are the old ones in the system. When they come every day to our headquarters, we have them meditate compulsorily for 5 minutes. Even because 5 minutes also people realize is a very difficult task. And we ask them to participate in this meditation. Ma'am, as somebody who is, a pioneer in Rajyoga meditation, could you speak something about it? How can one start meditating? Because it's very difficult. Our mind is always wandering and we're not able to focus. So what is your message? How should we start?
Yeah. So when we start, the mind will be wandering. And that is why we are meditating. If my mind doesn't wander, if my mind doesn't scatter, if my mind is always stable, then I don't need to do meditation because I'm already in a meditative lifestyle throughout the day. It is because I want to take my mind to that level. That's why we are meditating. So first, the individual needs to know why they need to meditate. If you just tell somebody to meditate, but why should I meditate? Why do I need to meditate? So what meditation will do is strengthen me here, right? And when I will strengthen myself here, I will think right. When I will think right, I will think less. Today, most of us are experiencing overthinking. We're thinking so much about everything. And that's why there is so much clutter here. And then the mind gets tired. The mind gets fatigued. And when there is clutter here, my intuition power, my clarity of thinking, my decision making, everything gets affected. So one is, why should I meditate? I should meditate so that I prepare my mind for what I'm going to do now. Like if you're coming to the organization, if you're going to have a meeting, if you're going to deliberate about something, take a pause for a few minutes, silence your mind, disconnect it from where you have come, put it in the present moment, and then tap into the wisdom inside. Not just do what everything is doing, but tap into the wisdom inside to come up with new ideas. There should be newness in what we are doing. And then the vibration that you create is the vibration you will radiate in what you are doing. When we are doing something, it is two things, the doing and the vibrations of the person who is doing. So right now, if we are talking, we're not just talking, we're also radiating our vibrations, which means what is there in our energy field. But when we prepare something to do, we don't take care of the vibrations in our energy field. So if you take a meditation pause for a few minutes before you begin what you're doing, you're cleaning up your energy field. You're removing all the stress and the anger and the anxiety from there. So you're radiating a purer energy with everyone you are interacting with. So why not do that before we start a meeting? It's like we clean the table before we start a task, right? We won't have all the clutter around us and we start work. It doesn't feel right. Similarly, declutter here. Clean it here before you start a task. And gradually, as you start doing it, you will find yourself becoming emotionally independent, which means your responses to situation and people will be your choice. They will not be dependent on situation and people. We know we create our thoughts and feelings, and yet we live our life blaming the world for how we are feeling. Our vocabulary goes, I'm stressed because of this. I'm angry because of this. I'm happy because of this. So for everything here, we're dependent on situations and people, and that is emotional dependence. It's making us extremely weak. And that sometimes then even leads to an anxiety attack or a panic attack or a depression symptom, if I experience a failure, a rejection, because I was emotionally dependent. And almost all of us are emotionally dependent to a certain extent. Somebody could be 10% dependent and somebody could be 90% dependent. And that is what meditation does. Because when you start meditating, you are taking charge of your mind. And then comes a situation and you are in charge of your mind. You may not be able to control the situation, but you can always take charge of how you will think about your situation because you have worked with your mind. It is an area of your life where you have started spending time with, which we are never doing otherwise. So meditation is extremely, extremely powerful. Start investing a little time. Initially, you will just sit and your mind might not sit. It will go like everywhere. Gradually, you start taking charge. It will not happen first day. It might not happen for 1 week. It might not even happen for 10 days. Second, when you sit in silence, what are you going to do? What does it mean to meditate? So many people believe meditation means close your eyes and stop thinking. And so they try to stop thinking and they cannot stop thinking because the mind is not going to stop thinking. So meditation does not mean to stop thinking. Meditation means to channelize your thoughts in the right direction. So Raj Yoga meditation uses 3 powers. One, the power of affirmation. Second, the power of visualization. And third, the power of experience. If I take just one thought in my meditation today, and I take a thought, I am a powerful soul, or I am a peaceful soul. So I'll just take one thought. So if you have to sit for meditation 5 minutes, I will take only one thought for that 5 minutes. That I am a peaceful, powerful soul. That is an affirmation. Second, I will visualize here a point of light. Because if I don't visualize that, my intellect will go and see something else. And when it will see something else, my mind will go there and create that thought. And I will say, I sat to meditate, but I went to work. Or I sat to meditate and I actually went to meet my friend in my mind. Because the mind and the intellect, which means the thought and the visual, has to go hand in hand. So right now, think of home. And as you think of home, you will immediately see your home. You have to visualize it. So similarly, when we say, I am a peaceful, powerful soul, visualize it. Create the visual of an energy point here. And then as you churn on it, you say, I remain calm and stable always. I let go. I forgive. And visualize what happened throughout the day, what is going to happen in the rest of the day, and visualize yourself peaceful and calm in the project, in your meeting, in meeting people. It's visualization. So what you will think and what you will visualize will get recorded in your subconscious. That will become your experience. That is like your coding. And then when you get up from your meditation and you go out into the world, a situation will come. Somebody can press a button. There can be a trigger. There can be a stimulus. You have already coded here. So it's like computer programming. You do your coding and the coding says, if you press this button, this will be the output. So right now, if I have not meditated, my coding says, if someone does something, obviously I will get angry. So I will always get angry. Now in my meditation, I have coded that even if someone says something, I am a peaceful, powerful soul. I will respond with ease. And so there comes a stimulus and I will respond in a different manner. So that's called a meditative response. So create a thought of the power you need, create a visual of it, let it get recorded here, and then watch it come out in action. So that is what you need to do for those 5 minutes.
Affirmation, visualization, and then experience.
Experience.
That's such a step-by-step good way, and I wouldn't say easy, it's not easy, but it is something that we can achieve with practice.
You can also do one more thing. Suppose you want to send some energy to someone else. Like let's say I had a conflict with you. Let's say I had a difference of opinion with you. Let's say your behavior is not comfortable for me. So when I sit in my meditation to create healing energy, I will create that affirmation for myself and then I will radiate that energy to you, the soul. And if I do that every day to you for a minute, my relationship with you will change. Or you can radiate it to any part of your body. So I will say I'm a powerful, peaceful soul, and vibrations of power and peace are radiating to that part of my body where I have an ailment or a pain or a blockage. So meditation to heal here, meditation to heal here, meditation to heal relationships, and then meditation to radiate power to the planet.
Ma'am, you spoke about radiating power to other people and improving our relationships. But sometimes there are people who are giving us those negative energy, who are always constantly either jealous of us, don't want us to progress, and very strong energies. And sometimes when you walk into the room, you see them, you can feel that negativity. How to deal with that?
So if someone is creating negative energy for you, you're going to experience that energy coming towards yourself. So what's the easiest way to protect yourself?
Move away.
How will you counter that energy which is coming towards you? How do you protect yourself?
Move away from.
Where will you move away from energy? It's not physical. It's going to reach you wherever you are. Energy is not bound by your room. So even if you don't enter the room, you may be in another country. My vibrations will reach you if I'm thinking about you. So the only way to protect yourself from that negative energy which is coming towards you is by radiating multifold positive energy to that person. So here is a weapon which comes from there. You'll have to send one which was this before it reaches you. And that's why always create very pure wishes and very blessings and positive thoughts for the people who are not thinking right about you. It will first protect you, then it will reach them, and it will start changing their thought process. So don't absorb people's energy, don't reflect people's energy, transform people's energy. It is so simple. You try it today, and within 10 days, you're going to start feeling different about the other person. Consciously create a thought about them. They are happy souls, they are powerful, I accept them, they accept me, and we have a beautiful relationship. Just say these 4 lines and see your energy traveling towards them. So yes, there is energy coming from there, but then there is energy going from here, and it's going to change them. But if you create a thought, they are jealous of me, they don't like me, they're not thinking right about me. So negative from there and negative from you also. So double impact of negativity on you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like they say, kill them with kindness. So kill their negative thoughts with our kindness.
When you create pure thoughts, negative energy cannot impact you. Their negative energy, when they create, will impact them because they have created it. What will impact you is what you will create. So just that you have to take care is that you don't start creating a lower vibrational energy of hurt or rejection or questioning, why are they like this? How can, no, I understand them. I understand that insecurity. I empathize. I accept them. I radiate blessings to them. Done. So you are creating pure energy, you get protected, and then you radiate that energy to them and they get influenced and they get healed.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm going to try this every time.
It's very simple and very powerful. Very simple and very powerful.
And ma'am, what about people who've already hurt us? And you've spoken a lot about forgiveness and how it helps us to move forward. When you say forgive to move forward, do you also mean forget and forgive? Because sometimes just forgiving them may be foolishness because they may come back and hurt us again. So how do we deal with that?
First line is that they cannot hurt us. See? So nobody can hurt you. They can do wrong. They can behave wrong. They can cheat. They can betray. They can exploit. They can use abusive language. They can do all that, which means they can do all outside. So just visualize another person. They can shout, they can scream, they can cheat, they can betray. They can do all that. But hurt is not outside. Hurt is here. Hurt is here. They cannot get into your mind and hurt you. So first of all, we have to change the line that they hurt me. They did not hurt me. They shouted, they screamed, they cheated, they betrayed, they did whatever. But they can't hurt me. The only person who hurts me is me, myself. And how do I hurt myself? By how I think about what they did. My hurt my pain is going to be my thoughts in response to their behavior. So first I have to change the line, they hurt me. No, it's not the truth. They betrayed me, I hurt myself. They lied to me, I hurt myself. And who will heal me? I have to heal myself. How do I heal myself? I have to change my thoughts about them. When will I do it? I will do it right away. And when I do that, I have forgiven myself. I have to forgive myself. I have abused myself for very long by creating pain. So forgiveness means I am forgiving myself for creating all that pain, and I am understanding their pain, because whoever behaves wrongly with you, they are in pain. That is certain. They are not emotionally happy. They are not emotionally healthy. That is why they have done something which is not right. Anybody who's emotionally strong, emotionally powerful, will not do anything wrong. So first of all, they are emotionally unwell. I have to understand that. Second, forgiveness doesn't mean you go and get exploited again. It does not mean that. Forgiveness just means you don't create the pain. You understand what they did. You understand you hurt yourself. You change your thoughts. You heal yourself. After that, how you have to work with them or how you have to be around them, that you have to take care of yourself. Forgiveness doesn't mean come now hit me again. That is not forgiveness. But forgiveness definitely means that the next time you behave that way, I'm not going to create the hurt, because I've learned how to take care of my mind. And forgetting something doesn't mean you forget the situation. You can't forget the situation. We know what happened. How can I forget? But forgetting means the wound is no more there. It's like a physical wound. You must have got hit when you were a kid. You must have fallen off the cycle, hurt ourselves. There are some wounds, signs of which are still there. There is a scratch, there is a line, there is a little patch. And I remember that wound because that sign is still there. And there are some wounds of which there is no sign. So I don't remember. So I say I forget. Forgetting is not the situation. Forgetting is the emotional pain that I created about the situation.
And I love the fact that you said they have not hurt us.
They can't. Can anybody get into your mind and hurt you? Even if, let's take a simple example. You walk into a party or you walk into a meeting and nothing big. Someone just looks at your dress and says, what are you wearing? Did you see what you bought? They didn't like what you're wearing, even though you found that as your best dress in the shop that day. And they said it in front of 20 people. So that is their perspective and what they did. But when they did what they did, you created a few thoughts. How could they say this to me? If they had to say, they should have taken me alone separately and said it. Why say it in front of so many people? Look at their own dressing sense. So these were the thoughts which you created. They did not create all those thoughts. And those thoughts hurt you, not their words. And if you change that to, okay, her perspective, I still like what I bought. I bought it for myself and this is my choice. Her choice is different from me. You're not going to create the hurt. Her words remain the same. And it's always true for whatever may be the situation.
And ma'am, now you've written a book on this, the power of one thought. And I think it's like a secret to harnessing the power of effective thinking and bringing happiness. Can you talk a little more about it? What are these secrets that you reveal which will help us harness all of this?
The power of one thought is about the power of thinking. In every situation, it's one thought which can either take us towards stress, and it's one thought which can take us towards peace and calm. It is one thought which can take us towards anger, and it is one thought which can take us towards thought. And that's what the book is about. It talks about ego, stress, anger. It talks about power of affirmations. It talks about law of karma. And most important, it talks about understanding our own identity. I, the soul, and my sanskars and my qualities. So that's the power of one thought.
And we're looking forward, ma'am. We send it to all our students, and I'm very sure they'll learn so much from it.
It's very simple and it's got it's got practical thoughts, specific how we can change our thinking. And it's very easy for someone who's even never started with spirituality. That's the intention behind it. Very simple.
Ma'am, one question that we wanted to ask, and this is something which has come, this question a lot of students have asked, is that they are exposed to a lot of social media these days because they're constantly on their phone. It's a generation of social media. And because of that, they have a lot of, they're influenced easily. It may be through, people who are pretending to be spiritual gurus or meditating. How do they differentiate whether this is the right path or not in spirituality? Because today in spirituality also you have a lot of paths that you can take, and so many good paths like Brahma Kumaris, but other paths as well. And they are able to influence people easily because people are always, especially after COVID, people are looking for peace and contentment. How does one identify what is right from what is wrong?
Most important is social media is not just spiritual content, it's a lot of other content also. So as youth, I think not youth, it's for applicable for everybody. First of all, take care of content that we consume. In the name of time pass or just being with my phone, and I just keep scrolling or I just keep clicking on my mouse. We are consuming a lot of content, and all the content we consume, all the content that we consume, it is getting recorded here, and it's actually the source of our thoughts. So we call content as our emotional diet. So content creates our thoughts, thoughts create our personality, personality creates our karma, and karma creates our destiny. So content actually creates destiny. So most important is don't consume content mindlessly. That I'm just scrolling and I'm just watching and I'm just listening to whatever is coming my way. It is not time pass. It is creating my destiny. It is creating my destiny. So the books I read, the videos I watch, the songs I listen to, everything is influencing my sanskar and my destiny. So that's most important to take care of. If I'm consuming content which has lust, which has greed, which has jealousy, which has crime, which has anger, which has criticism, which has humor, which is ridiculing people, I am becoming that. So I need to be very careful. Second, when it comes to spiritual content, spirituality is not just about listening. Just go on listening. No, you listen and then you experiment with it. Experiment with it. When you experiment with it and you get your results, result not in things happen your way, result here. The spirituality is for here. Spirituality is not mera ye kaam ho jaye, mera wo kaam ho jaye. That is not spirituality. Spirituality is mere sanskar change ho jaye, my thought process. So that is spirituality because it's talking about the spirit, it's talking about the soul. So experiment with what you learn, and when you experiment and when you get the result, you're doing it the right way. You're doing it the right way.
You have to wait for the results. If results are coming, you're finding that peace and contentment, then probably it's the right path. And I think that is an easy way.
It's like physical fitness, right? If you're doing a particular yoga, you're doing a particular exercise, you're doing a particular regime, you will see changes in yourself physically. Your stamina will build up. So similarly, emotionally also, you will see the result in yourself.
That is, and I love how you're comparing it to physical health, so it's easy to understand. Even the wound that you had mentioned, it's like a wound, and this is like if you get physical results, you get results which are emotional and spiritual. So that is easy to understand, especially for our age group. Towards the end, we always do this small rapid fire, where I give you one word, and you tell me the first word that comes to your mind. So, ma'am, when I say Brahma Kumaris, what is the first word that comes to your mind?
Purity.
When I say spirituality?
Strength.
When I say karma?
Destiny.
Stress?
Peace.
India?
India is the superpower. India is the Vishwaguru.
And when I say youth?
Youth is power.
Thank you so much, ma'am.